What's good, TMG fam? Welcome back to the channel. Now listen, man, we are back with some horror stories animated, man. Shout outs to Wanna See Entertainment, man. We are back and we want to see some horror entertainment. See what I did right there? I flipped the name, Wanna See Entertainment, and we want to see entertainment. All right, so listen, yeah, that was corny. But anyway, listen, we're going to get into these 3 true scary stories, animated, and the Missing Man animated horror story. All right, so if you're new to the channel, man, click the subscribe button and let go.
This happened when I was in 4th or 5th grade. It was just a typical day. My friend's parents were working, so I went over to my friend's house and we played together. It was around 1 p.m. I was packing up to go to the academy when my friend suddenly grabbed my arm. "Can't you just stay with me until my parents come home?" However, I was sure that my mom would scold me if I missed the academy, so I told my friend I'd stop by again afterwards and then left. I was on my way back to my friend's house around 4 p.m., but when I reached his house, there were policemen next to it. I could see some officers and other people around the area. It turned out that there was a married couple living there, and the wife committed suicide while her husband was on his way to work. After that, while I was walking home with my friend so that we could play at my house, I suddenly got scared. So I asked, "Why did you tell me not to go to the academy earlier?" Then my friend said that he heard a woman's voice through the wall while we were playing at his house earlier. And this is what my friend told me. The woman said, "I wanna die, I wanna die, I wanna die, I wanna die."
I never go back to his house again. Friend or no friend. And I guarantee you they ain't tell their mom about that. Whew. Oh, let my kid come tell me that he's over his friend's house and they hearing this woman next door talking about she want to die or they want to die and then she hang herself, and that's not a place that you want to send your kid to hang out with murders at. Where are they?
I wanna die, I wanna die.
Just whispering that. Hold on. I gotta play that again so that rings in y'all head for the rest of the day. I want that to ring in y'all head for the rest of the day.
Friend told me. The woman said, "I wanna die, I 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 wanna die."
I'm sick. I know I'm sick. I know y'all hate me for that. But one more time. One more time.
The woman said, "I wanna die, I 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 wanna die."
Now y'all are gonna hear that in the back of your head for the rest of the day. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now, that was all in just clean fun, man. Listen, that was just fun. We're having fun. Nobody take that serious. You gotta throw those disclaimers out nowadays.
For some time, I used to try to experience a past life, but I'd always fall asleep whenever I tried to. One day, I tried to experience my past life. As soon as I woke up in the morning, I fell asleep again. I usually either don't dream or remember my dream after waking up, but this time my dream was so vivid. In my dream, I was walking up the stairs, and there were tons of flowers and grass on both sides. So I kept walking up the stairs, and I was excited. But then a man came down the stairs. He was handsome, but aside from his looks, I felt a little scared of him. I could see that all of his clothes were black and dull.
It's the Reaper. That is the Reaper. Wake up!
The man walked towards me, so I tried to pass him with my eyes looking down. But then he suddenly said, "You have no past life, and this isn't where you're from." he said while shoving me. I woke up at that moment, but I still vividly remember the feeling of him pushing me. After that, I stopped trying to experience my past life.
It's always that fall. You always wake up. I wonder what happens if you fall in your dream and you don't wake up and you hit the ground. Is it like what Morpheus said in The Matrix, where, you know, the body can't survive without the mind? So if the mind, you know what I mean? Like, I was confused when he said it then. I'm still confused now. But I still always think about that when I hear stuff like that, or hear that, you know, people talk about falling and then waking up right before you hit the ground. Wonder what happens if you don't wake up before you hit the ground.
My brother used to suffer from a serious sleepwalking problem. The problem is gone now, but just 2 years ago, he would wake up every night, knock on the door of his bedroom, and walk alone. That was his creepy habit for a while. One day my parents went on a trip, and my brother and I were home alone. That night, I started to hear a tapping sound on the door while I was sleeping in my bedroom. When I opened my eyes, I noticed that it was coming from outside the door. So I opened it, and my brother was standing in front of my door. He was looking down at me without blinking an eye, and all of a sudden, he smiled. His skin looked so pale because he was sick at the time. It was horrifying. I ran to my bedside to call my mom, but my brother came into the bedroom, started to slowly turn around in circles, but suddenly stopped. Then...
You ain't gonna make it till mom get back. Mom or dad get back, they gonna find one of us dead. It's probably gonna be you, bruh. Like, as soon as you just started doing the circles, and man, when you knocked on the door and you looked like you did, bro, I had to make a decision right then. It was either him or me, and I chose him. He had to go.
And he started whispering into the air. Don't do it. I'm sorry. Sorry. Don't. I'm sorry.
Don't do what? Kill you? Oh, you shouldn't have showed up to this room door.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was so scared of him that I started to cry. Murmuring for about 10 minutes, he suddenly said, "Shut up, you little brat." And then he fell down right on the spot. My mom still didn't answer the phone.
He wouldn't have had a chance to get back up, I tell you that.
I rushed to my brother's room, locked the door while crying to myself, and tried to fall asleep. Maybe it was around 3 a.m. I suddenly heard someone trying to open my brother's door, but it sounded like someone's head was banging on the door. Thinking that it was my brother, I held my breath, and then it was quiet. Thank goodness, I'll be safe here until the morning, I thought at first. But after about an hour, I needed to go to the toilet so badly. I didn't hear anything outside the door, and my brother seemed to be asleep again. So I took a deep breath, opened the door, and tried to get back quickly. My brother, he was crawling around on—
Whoa, you exorcist little... Yeah. Told her, when he started doing the circles in the room, she should have killed him then. This fool crawling around like a spider. Like the exorcist was on her back. Next, he gonna sit up. His head gonna do a 360, spin around. Then he just gonna start, projectile vomit and stuff on her. And she's still gonna sit there like she don't know what to do. You gotta take your brother out. I get it. He's no longer your brother no more. You can't look at him like your brother no more. He wasn't your brother when he showed up to your room. That's what you gotta tell your mind.
On all fours in the living room. Not on his knees crawling on the floor. He was moving around with both hands and feet on the floor, and his face was buried between his hands. I didn't even scream when I saw that bizarre figure of my brother.
That is not your brother no more. It's not your brother. It's okay. It's okay. Make sure you hit him in the head. Headshots only.
He was crawling in the dark living room. There wasn't a single light. And I think that was the most fear I've ever experienced in my life. While I was just shivering without moving an inch, I met his eyes and he looked like a dead man, as if he took some kind of drug. I snapped out of it when I saw his eyes. Then I ran back into the room, locked the door again, cried, and finally fell asleep. The next morning, I went outside and asked my brother about the night before, but he didn't remember anything. No way. What for? He said he couldn't remember anything at all, no matter how many times I asked him. That was the most frightening experience I've ever had.
I'd have been like, you don't remember it? You killed somebody. The cops are coming from you, bro. You might want to just, I don't know, drown yourself in a bathtub, or hang yourself, or do something, kill yourself, some kind of like. I'd have fed him so much stuff to his brain, fam. No way. What kind of parents roll out and just leave the kids like that? No. They'd have never did that again. They'd have came home to one child instead of two. I promise you that much. But let's go, man. This one is The Missing Man in My Town Came Back.
I used to live in a small house located close to a large town. I always read the newspaper every morning when I woke up, and one day I saw the article that one man from the same town I live had been missing for almost 4 months. The guy had a large scar from his left ear, the mouth, and over to the right ear. I thought I had seen something like that in a horror movie before. After a few more months later, another man was found murdered not far away from our house. The police kept searching for the criminal. However, they could not find any evidence. I was paranoid about that incident, but soon I eventually forgot about it. About another month later, one night, I was about to sleep in my room. I was the only one who had a room downstairs at that time, and I used to sleep with my window open because I get hot often.
Wait. All these murders going on, and you just want to freely sleep with your window. Yeah. All these murders going on around your city, your town, and you're on the bottom floor, you leave the window open? Fam, you might want to put bars on the windows at this point, or not, just invite them in.
That night, I fell asleep early. However, a loud noise from outside my window suddenly woke me up again. It sounded like someone threw a ball or something like that on the wall beside my window. My bed was right in front of the window, so between me and the window was pretty close to me. I couldn't see the outside as the black curtains were blinding the windows, but I could definitely see that there was something behind it. Suddenly, I heard a small dripping sound from the window to the floor. Being frightened, I slowly opened my cell phone and turned on the flashlight. And there was blood dripping to the floor. I immediately pulled the curtains open, and there was a knife stained with lots of blood on the windowsill. And there was someone outside. It was pretty dark so that I couldn't see his face clearly, but I could recognize those scars. It was the same man that was missing for months.
Oh my gosh, people kill me. Listen, man, as soon as you recognize the scars, get up out of there, bro. Don't stand there and look and lose feeling in your legs and your arms and feel like you can't move.
He was standing there and just watching me with a blank stare. And I noticed that he had cut his scars open widely again with the knife. I quickly grabbed the knife, went to my parents' room, and showed it to my dad without saying words. Dad immediately called the cops, and they ran toward my room, but when we looked outside the window again, he was already gone. After the cops had arrived, they didn't find any trace of him. And now it's been 2 years since then. But still, nobody has found the man yet. Who was that man? And why was he doing that outside my window without doing anything harmful to me? It remains still a mystery.
Well, we got to work on our reaction times. Like when you see a person standing in your window, first of all, when you see blood dripping from your windowsill, Your reaction time gotta get a little bit more quicker. No, you want to investigate. You want to pull the curtain back. Then you want to stand there and stare at the guy. Then you recognize the guy and you stare some more. Then you grab the knife and you run. You know how much precious time was wasted? He could have killed you 20 times by now. But yet you want to stand there and be in awe of a killer. You know what in awe of a killer gets you? Dead. dead. Listen, bro. Listen, these animated horror stories is dope, bro. But some of these people in these stories are stupid. That's all I'm going to say. Stupid, fam. Y'all get at me in the comment section, though. Let me know what y'all think. Leave a like, share the video, subscribe, and stick around and stay tuned to the next reaction of my piece. Y'all stay solid. Hey.